Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now Kabam's live stream has just ended and I must say, and without trying to be overly negative and overly focused on the fact, this was an extremely difficult stream to watch. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Maybe it's a difference in personality or things that we enjoy, but it was a real struggle to get through. That said, it started with basically a brief breakdown of history of MCOC, which I kind of liked a bit if it wouldn't involve so much cackling. But let's get to the interesting bits. So, we do have a gameplay bit of Isophene, and actually, Daddy Longlegs I think posted an Isophene breakdown already, which means I'll cover Isophene's full set of abilities. But basically what you need to know about is level 1's ramp up, boost her ego and get the energy vulnerabilities. Level 2 is Furies and more damage. In order for her to counter Serpent, you do need to get her awakened. That's the gist of it. That Awakened ability gives her the marked passive, which bypasses Serpent's immunity. Other than that, she does have Nullify on her base hits, and she could be interesting, worth exploring at the very least. Quite like her, the whole Fractured Power Bar thing. She's a tempo character where you need to be quick and agile. She does have some immunities as well. Again, as I mentioned, very easy to access Nullify. She does have Mystic Dispersion up level 3, even if you don't have Mystic Dispersion active. Quite cool. We'll make a bigger video on Isophene soon. Then we have the 3 Glorious Guardians buffs. My apologies about my hair. It's from this hat, but it's kind of pressing on my head a bit. It's a bit too small, but it's fine. Sorry, we have Deathless Thanos showcase as well. Deathless Thanos will be available in January, not in December, but we did get to see what he does. He has the exact same animations as Deathless Thanos in the game as well already, and ultimately he does seem, well, quite cool to be honest. He does have some regen after his level 1s. He does have Armor Shatter. He does have the Panic, which is like a new type of debuff. He can hit quite hard. I believe about 2 level 1s are required for him to ramp up fully. As Counter Punch, that's the mechanic that Killmonger has after his level 1s. And then Corrosion, which is effectively kind of like a degen, just not a degen. And damage look decent. It's quite hard to say the exact worth and value of Deathless Thanos, but well, I quite like him. I'll put it like that. I think he's quite cool. Right, something's off with my camera as well. Everything's going busted, but that's fine. So that's Deathless Thanos basically. Counter Punch is cool. Let's see how well he incorporates himself in the game overall. He can have some decently good damage numbers for sure with that Armor Shatter. That's quite potent. Armor Shatter is quite rare and useful ability, preventing armorers from activating at all and completely. So love that. Then the buffs. Sentinel effectively ramps up faster than he used to. He also gets the Intimidate debuff on heavy attack, which would make him easier to ramp up when you need to hit the block. The rest of his stuff is kind of tuned up as well. Here you go. He gets, again, increased attack rating, all that other stuff. He gets more Incinerates on his level 2, so his damage is increased that way also. And one big change is his level 3. His level 3 effectively activates Life Model Decoy that doesn't degenerate. So once per quest, you activate level 3, and he just replaces himself, gets rid of all the buffs, all the debuffs, and comes out like a brand new Sentinel at, you know, potentially max ramp up charge as well. So full health, no debuffs active on him, and you can do that once per quest. So that's one of the 3 buffs. Next buff is Deadpool X-Force. Yes, he did get one buff not that long ago, but they changed him up. Deadpool X-Force effectively can ramp up now just by striking opponent with his combos. You do not need to do that, you know, idle animation, walk forwards to the opponent to ramp him up. And his bleeds are more potent. And if you do have the Daunted passive from your level 2, you can inflict the Bleed do buff, which is effectively passive bleeds and more potent. And apparently, he should be quite potent champion. Again, the thing that matters most about these champions, and I kind of urge people to understand and accept that, is the matchups. If, for instance, he matches up well against, champions that you'd expect a mutant class champion to match up against, then he could potentially be valuable. But that is kind of my worry for both Sentinel and Deadpool X-Force. Because, Deadpool X-Force doesn't seem to be a bullseye counter, which is super important these days. Sentinel, is likely not going to be very good onslaught counter due to the incinerates, nor dust counter due to the hit the block thing. So, I don't know. And Sentry does have some cool things for sure. He's changed completely, can do some amazing damage, but Kabam themselves said about Sentry that he's more of a ramp up and long form content champion after the buff, and I think that's going to entirely decide his value. If he ramps up fast enough, I think he could be useful in between his withers and rest of the debuffs. Could potentially be very, very awesome. But if he really takes a while to ramp up, like Kabam said, like he should be like really good incursions champion, which cool, but we don't really need more good incursion champions. Like a ton of champions are good in incursions, and if that's the best place for a champion, then I just don't find the need for the champion, for me at the very least. So obviously this is far too early to judge any of the champions. You need to see the full list of abilities and test them out properly in the game, but I do have my questions for sure that need to be answered. And moving on, we will have Summoner's Choice coming up, Summoner's Choice 2025 soon, so they did spend a while to talk about that. Dazzler's track with the pre-release bundle type of thing. Double track event from December the 9th to March the 9th. And apparently you will be able to get the Dazzler day 1 if you choose to do so by buying the booster up things probably. So that's coming on December 9th, and then we have the Grand Banquet, and that was one of the glorious reveals as well. And the Grand Banquet effectively is just Realm event for Banquet. So players can open up crystals, progress in milestone events and rank rewards, bonuses in Summoner's Market web store. So if you buy stuff, do it through the web store as always recently. And yeah, there's going to be a Realm event to the Grand Banquet. Again, I wouldn't necessarily call this a grand reveal, but sure, the Realm event is associated with Banquet, but let's face it, just about every single person playing this game kind of expected there to be a Realm Banquet event. That said, there are some changes to it. So what Kabam took away from the previous year's Banquet event, so Gifted Guardian crystal value was too low for the players, and all Glorious Guardians are new reworks. So that could entice people more, potentially, takes up less reward budget, which is good, and box gacha to guarantee what you want. So Kabam now effectively gives you the pity guarantee, and best to explain it, we're going to be able to see it here. So when you get a key to your Glorious Guardian box, you're going to draw out one of these champions, and that champion that you get will not return to the box until you have drawn out all of the champions. So before you dupe any of these champions, you will have to get all of them effectively. And then the same thing repeats itself. So you can dupe, let's say, Medusa for the first time, and then you're not going to be able to dupe Medusa again until all of the champions are duped. So it's kind of like champions are placed in a box, and when you get a key, which would, let's say, be the same thing as a crystal, you get one of these, and then they disappear from it, and then they get refilled. So this is kind of like the guaranteed value system that Kabam is introducing. I have heard mixed things about it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, Banquet 2023 competed with Necropolis. Kind of. Banquet designed alongside anniversary Korean challenges. We're going to talk about those soon, because those look gnarly difficult, with some crazy rewards too. All progressions got the same rewards. New superior Banquet crystal for top progression levels. And this isn't for Valiants. This is for like Paragons, Thronebreakers, and Valiants. Just so you guys know. Milestone access and events are going to be exactly the same for everybody, but there are going to be two different sets and levels of Great Banquet Crystal, which kind of makes sense. It's just that you'd think Kabam tuned it around Valiant level if they wanted to make it like this top progression level, but no, they do tune it around Paragon, Thronebreaker, and Valiants, which is a bit sus. Anyways, Banquet Crystals had too much filler, which in last year's Banquet Crystals about 80% of the stuff was unnecessary to the top tier progression players. And this year, in the better crystals, in the ones that Paragons, Thronebreakers, and Valiants will get, there's approximately only 50% of the stuff that would be considered as a filler. So the crystals will be more valuable. We do not have the exact milestones, the exact contents of the crystals as of yet. But that's about the Grand Banquet event. Again, this Glorious Guardians Champion box, let me know what you guys think. It's, again, quite divided opinions from the people. Anniversary Karina's challenge is going to be the thing as well. 6 total challenges that revisit the Necropolis. So Kabam is chasing us back in the Necropolis. We will have to do 4 half paths with specific tags and specific paths. And then we're going to have to do 2 full runs with curated pool of champions, such as Wong, for example. And then one of the runs is going to be forced up as a full run with all Deathless 7-star champions. That will include Deathless Thanos. So in order to complete all of these, you will need a 7-star Deathless Thanos as well as the rest of the 7-star Deathless champions. And it's going to have some crazy rewards. So Deathless She-Hulk piece, any one challenge. So any of these challenges will give you a Deathless She-Hulk piece. There's going to be the tier 7 basic catalyst for the first time ever, apparently, in the game. So that's cool. Maestro and Thanos Deathless dupes. Super exciting. 1200,000 7-star shards. So that's quite a lot of 7 stars. 200 7-star signature stones. Very, very cool. 3 Titan crystals, Awakening gem crystals, and more stuff. Definitely look forward to it, as well as kind of dread it. I suppose I need to start ranking up the Deathless champions as well now, at the very least to rank 2, like all of them. I think I have a couple of them at rank 2, no, one of them at rank 2, but okay, we're gonna get to it. The next big reveal, Summoner Cap level increase up to the level 70, but it's not just the level increase, because you're gonna be able to get like 1 level every 2 months or so. So it's gonna take like 2 years to get those 10 levels, because they're gonna be using the new form of XP, which is gonna be like some sort of super refined XP mechanic. You're gonna get 2 extra mastery points, some more energy cap, and some other stuff. The main way you're gonna be leveling up is by completing Valiant Daily Super Event, and then in some endgame content as well. This is kind of meant for the top of the game players to get from level 60 to 70. Currently they increased the level cap to 65, but again, you know, it's going to take a year or so to get those levels up before we have to worry about them actually increasing it to level 70 in the game. But they will increase to level 70. And then there's a quite cool trailer that they showed. Quite liked it. I think it's also uploaded separately on Kabam's main channel. Featuring Isophene and the Summoner, and that's just about it about the stream. So these are all the big reveals. Oh, one of the big reveals that I didn't talk about is the menu background visual overhaul. Honestly, the reveal so underwhelming I completely forgot about it. But yeah, you know, your background menus are gonna look nicer. Cool. There is promo code, which is thank you for playing. It gives you a couple of the reunion crystals. That is it. That is the summary. Those are the big reveals, and obviously there's still a lot more information to sift through. Perhaps some separate videos coming for those as well. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all